Hello everybody and welcome back. This is Pharaoh the Gnome and we are playing Lord of the Rings Online. This is part of my Legacy of Morgoth playthrough series. And we are on part 10 now. We are in the final area of this expansion. That is going to be this area out here, the Orashdar. And we are currently over here at, what does that say? It's hard to read. Ilzag Kul? I never can pronounce these things correctly. We're going to pick up some quests here. We're starting brand new in this area. So we're going to pick up some quests and get started here. So be sure to head over to lotro.com. That's LOTRO.com. Create an account, download the game, play for free up to level 95. And let's get into this. This is the most recent expansion. Came out at the end of last year. We have a quest here. It says, cross the river to the west and look in the direction of Madrush. Cross the river to the west and... Okay, so they want me to go down here. But is there any quest to pick up here? Was there nothing here? I don't recall, honestly. This is all of our NPCs that we are been traveling with in this particular expansion. It's been a rather good expansion. The graphics are beautiful. Okay, so there's nothing here, so we just need to go down and do what they're saying on this, and that'll probably open up a quest hub or something like that. Let's see here. Let's check our reward track. There's only 9 days, 21 hours left as of today, which, by the way, is Sunday, August 10th, 2025. We got a couple claims. We'll wait till the end of the stream to claim those. As always, you can catch me live on twitch.tv/Pharaoh. Or you can catch my rebroadcast on youtube.com/Pharaoh1. You can always head over to Pharaoh.com to find links to all of my channels. I do quite a bit. I do console games, and here lately I've been doing slot machines, which is a lot of fun. The channel's picking up steam very quickly. Head over there and go to Pharaoh Plays Slots. If you want to get to it directly on YouTube, type in youtube.com/ and then you put an @ after that sign, put Pharaoh Plays Slots. Not sure why they don't have a top level name for that, but I guess when you start new channels they do that. It's interesting. If you're looking for a kinship to join, that is what a guild is called in oh, interesting. I don't have the keys to open those. That is what a guild is called in Lord of the Rings Online. You can always go to Pharaoh.com and go to our Discord. From there, go to Introductions channel, introduce yourself, we'll chat with you and see if we can get you in and have some fun with us. We're a very laid-back, easygoing kinship. We don't tell people what to do and when to do it. We believe that you're playing the game to have fun the way that you want to do it. We are on the Peregrine server, by the way. Just kind of going around killing random things, picking stuff up. I probably should just head over to where the quest thing is, but just kind of wandering around. What is this, by the way? I keep seeing this up here. Tenacious Code. I still got 20 minutes on it. Seek out warmth of a bonfire to remove the ill effects of this cold. Well, that's horrible. That was from one of my missions I did earlier, and I guess I never got it taken off. There's a hedgehog. Oh yeah, I got this Myrtle Mint, I think's her name. The Figments of Splendor vendor. She's back. She has a new set with everything, and one of the things she has is a decorated goose pet. I think that's cool. So we'll have Gertrude follow us around for a while. Why not? She's got bells. I just realized she's got bells on. Hey, thanks for following. I greatly appreciate it. So she jingles when she moves. That's hilarious. Alright, so it says go across the water and hit the look. I just want to make sure it's not miswrote, so I'm going to try it over here as well. Nope, no update there. So, let's try over here with these bad guys. Is there anything on the map that really shows me where it's at? Oh, hold on. Forgot. Yes, there is something on the map that shows me. It helps if you turn the key on. Alright, so we're in the right spot. Let's hit the look. All seems still within Malrush. Creep closer and listen for the sound of Marush. So it's somewhere right up here. Sound of orcish voices, not of the Ordokai, drifts from the Marush. Talk to so-and-so, your new campsite in Orishtar. Is that the one that we were at? Yeah, it is. So I think we'll just use this to get back to it. Oh, actually, I went to the wrong one before. I think this one's the one we need to try. I'll figure it out eventually. Drinking Folgers, straight black, the way I like it. That was 100% the wrong one to go to. Let's go find a stable master. That cracks me up, the jingle jingle. Alright, so Orishtar, Ilzag. Ilzag's where I was trying to go. I may have to set that as one of my returns. If it's not set, I'll check when I get here. No, it isn't. Okay. Alright, we will replace I didn't realize that one was down there. Let's replace this one. Alright. Now, we got to talk to somebody here. There he is.
You say there are orcs within Marush? That is very unusual, for that keep was built by the Ordokai.
Without the ruling grip of the Dark Lord, I would not expect those two groups to work together, however unhappily. I want to go with you to investigate Marush. I must see the situation within those walls with my own eyes.
I do not wish to shame Silurtas, but do you think it is wise for her to accompany you?
Beyond the walls of Marush? Should she grow distant at an inopportune moment, she would endanger both your life and her own. Perhaps I should go in her stead. Silurtas wears a hurt expression. When she speaks again, her voice is barely above a whisper. I believed we had an understanding, Lorandon. I see now that I was deceived. Sigilith is welcome to accompany us, but I will not be left behind. I want to help you investigate Malrush, and I am insulted that you think to cast me aside so readily. I didn't think that she did. For what purpose do I fight against... I can't read that. Thrathul? If my allies will not permit me to aid them, why do I resist the ailment inflicting my people if my friends abandon me at the first sign of danger? You weave a Varoth around me even without Sarlashi threes. The prison is made of your own words. All of my senses scream that there is evil in Orishtar. I want to face it. Speak to me when you are ready to search for it, or I will go by myself to Marush, and you will be the one abandoned. Well, I never said that anything against her. It kind of got thrown into being a bad guy. Silurtas does not speak again, but it is clear she has been deeply hurt. Sigilith begins to say something, but then decides against it. The three of you prepare to depart for Marush.
We must be careful. Marush crawls with orcs.
Something drove the Ordokai from this place. Was it the orcs, or was it something else? We should be careful, but we must learn these answers if we can. Fight alongside them. Okay. That looks bad. Those defenders were few. What sorcerous enchantment have they worked here? Where have they gone? They left much equipment behind. Feeling of exhaustion overwhelms you. Well, this is interesting. Sigurd stands unmoving as if she were frozen in place. Solaritus also stands frozen in place. What has happened to them, or to you? I don't know. Lorendon of Rohan.
Over here.
Where is here? I'm gonna guess it's over here. Here is where here is, I think. Nope, nobody in here. We'll try a different here. I'm trying, I just can't figure out where here is at. Yeah, I see people. Okay, this gotta be it.
But now we awaken.
Huh. Lorendon, are you all right? You appeared to swoon for a moment, and you responded to nothing. You asked Sigilith if she or Slurtus, I have trouble with that name, heard the terrible voice that spoke to you, or saw the large and fearsome orcs, and both elves shake their heads. You were dazed for only moments, Lorendon. How could you? Sigilith's voice trails away to nothing, and she suddenly looks past you to the south. Someone approaches.
Over here! There
Hey.
is no time!
A terrible evil sleeps in this place, Lorendon. It is more dangerous than you can face alone. We cannot stay here. Quickly now! Go! Alright, so Gandalf has come to save us. Okay then, that's intriguing. This is this part of the expansion's already starting out pretty impressive.
You are fortunate I arrived at this moment, for you could not stand against these foes without my help.
Well, I'm glad you showed up.
Yes, it is good to see you again, but there is no time to waste now.
When I last understood the danger that stirred in these lands, I came from the north in great haste with a number of companions. Not knowing how best to find you, I sent them to search in several different directions. You are fortunate I chose the same path on which you and the elves were bound. Yeah, that's right. For if I had not found you at that moment, Mithrandir falls silent and taps his staff on the rocky ground. Enough of that, but we must find and return the folk I sent in search of you, for we will need them all if we are to face this threat. Seek for Legolas, Gimli, the sons of Elrond, and Glorfindel among the canyons of Orishda. When you have returned with them, I will tell you what I know of the great evil that stirs in this land, and how we must stand against it. Alright, so we gotta go find all of the peoples. Is there any quests that have opened up since then? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Check our map. We got spots everywhere. Okay. That goose is adorable, right? It is. It's from Myrtle Mint for the Figments of Splendor. You can purchase it right now in game if you go find Myrtle Mint. I love the goose. Alright. 1, 2, 3. There should be more than that, should there not? Is there any I'm missing? Okay. Well, we'll head to this one first anyway. Go down the path here somewhere. Is there a way on that side or not? Yeah, the goose is freaking awesome. Don't know about this being a way that we can go. Let's get on our mount. Check out this mount. Mount is awesome also. Oh, wrong mount. Not the war steed, the actual mount. This is also available from Myrtle Mint right now for Figments of Splendor. It is a, what do they call it? Steed of the Able Angler. It's a fishing mount. About 2 weeks ago, my main is up to level 102 now. That's awesome. I always tell people, don't rush it, because there's a lot to do in the game and it's extremely fun. But I'm assuming since you said you returned that you were already at a certain level at least. I wonder, can I get rid of this thing by standing here? Will that get rid of this warmth of a bonfire to remove the ill effects? I guess this doesn't count as a bonfire. Wish I could get rid of that. This doesn't seem to get rid of it. Alright, we'll move on. Figuring out a lot of the things. There's a lot that has changed in this game over 18 years. A ton has changed. A lot of expansions, a lot of quest packs and stuff, and free content updates. New hobby added. New classes added. And new playable races added. I'm a hunter with the intention of leveling farmer to send stuff to my main, who is a cook, and now I'm on some kind of adventure with Elrond's 2 sons. Sounds about right. And they had a major hunter class redesign in the last patch. Alright, we're dragging something behind us. Let's see if we can find it. Nope. Alright, we're gonna move on. Kill these orcs. Hey, look, the bird showed up. He pecked me and then flew away. To look up a build, I guess, but blue is working for me pretty well for now. That's what I did on my level 150 hunter, is I went with blue, went all the way with blue and then added yellow to it, and I like it a lot. I've never been into the red because I just couldn't stand standing still as a hunter, and I think it's pretty good now, but I don't main a hunter, so I can't, definitively say that it's good. There are people that have complaints and people that say that they like it. But for me, I enjoy it as a character that I go around and do random stuff on. Where are we supposed to go here? So basically it's up that way, but I don't know that we need to go up there. I'm gonna keep heading this direction. Yeah, they've actually redesigned most of the classes over the past, I don't know, half decade or so. It was a huge controversy when they did the Lore Master, and I understand why, but I absolutely love the Red Lore Master that came out of the redesign. And I know that's highly controversial because there's people that absolutely hate it, but I love it. He is the Pew Pew Master now. And of course, the big controversy for the Lore Master redesign all revolves around the fact that Red Lore Master basically lost the ability to have a permanent pet. Their pets now for the Red Lore Master is just a temporary pet when you use an ability that is for that pet, and that upset a lot of people, and I understand it, but I like the new Lore Master. The thing is, a lot of the things I put on my legendary are specific to blue, like pet morale. Yeah, it definitely requires a respec. Respec and a redo of your traceries. I find, honestly, that I run like 2 or 3 different builds on each of my characters if I intend to actually keep them, because I have a ton of characters. But if I'm going to play them for any real length of time after I decide I enjoy them, I end up going with at least 2 different specs, and sometimes I'll pay for the 3rd spec. And on the Lore Master, I found that when I didn't want to just be the Pew Pew Master, I wasn't really satisfied with the blue. I ended up going with the yellow, and then sprinkled in the other ones into the yellow, and I really liked the yellow, the new yellow. It's very much like how I used to play the Lore Master before the redesign. A lot of crowd control and everything, so I like the way the yellow ended up. But when I just want to go kill stuff quickly, I changed to my red spec. Do I have a deed for these? I think I do. Yes. Yep. Look at yellow 2. I love that you can respec anytime. Yep. And you can have multiple specs. So these little buttons over here on the side, like this is my red spec. Number 2 is my yellow spec, and I keep my two-handed weapon that is set up for that yellow spec, so whenever I swap, I just swap the weapon, my legendary. But eventually I will pay the mithril to get a 3rd spec, and I'll set me up a blue tanking. I've never really tanked on a champion. Just wasn't something I was interested in, because I prefer tanking on my guardian. Love, love, love the guardian. He is so fun. But my champion is super easy for killing everything. He's just, slaughters it and moves on. So he is my do everything in the game character. He's my completionist. Alright, I think we're... okay, it's in that direction. Yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually learning more about my Yellow Lore Master and doing some dungeon content in a group, setting and stuff, and start getting into that whole crowd control and everything. Ranged characters. Yeah, I want to try out my... I have a baby burglar as well that I've been holding off on playing until the redesign. So the last big patch, they redesigned both the hunter and the burglar. And I'm looking forward to playing him up from... he's like sub 10, I think. He may be 10. I think he's lower than 10, though. But I was waiting specifically because I want to play it with the new design. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, ranged characters, obviously. Hunter, Red Lore Master, Rune Keeper, the Minstrel. All great choices to play for that. Since they fixed a lot of the lag, Warden's actually really fun to play. Just if you log in and the servers are having issues that day, choose a different character and don't play your Warden, because lag will destroy your fun on a Warden. Yeah, Runekeepers are pretty awesome. My biggest complaint with the Runekeeper, I know others have said this before as well, is that you can't see their weapon. So you don't have that visual, cool factor of like all the other characters. Their runestones are hidden in a bag. It's just a cosmetic thing, but still it's kind of annoying that you don't get that cool factor of seeing your weapons when you're running around. Other than that, Runekeeper is freaking awesome. I think we found one of them. Yep, it's Glorfindel. Glorfindel greets you cordially, but his expression remains, I think it said solemn.
We meet now in unhappier circumstances than a wedding at midsummer.
But still, it is good to see you. When Mithrandir called for my aid upon arriving at Minas Tirith, I could not refuse it. Never would I refuse such a call. If only the Bright Company could have been assembled. Last, that noble group belongs to another age, and many of those worthies have already departed for the west. I fear even the full complement of the Bright Company might not be enough to face this evil. When you learn from Mithrandir what it is we must oppose, you will understand. I will see you back at the camp after you have spoken to the others. Alright, so that's one of them. Awesome, awesome. So let's see, we have another one up here. Alright. I'm going to grab the seed over here. That, and there's a flag right there. I kind of want to go to that to see if I get an exploration thing. Oh, I have not been checking. I need to check this as well. Move that down just a little. We are in... my brain's not working. Ulrish Dar. I need to check on the treasure chest. Ulrish. Well, that didn't find it, did it? Ulrish Dar? Huh. Why isn't that finding it? Oh, this may not be updated for Legacy of Morgoth. Of course it is. Hold on. It has to be updated for Legacy of Morgoth. It's not in Breland. Why is it showing Breland? Can I click like this? Nope. That's not what I wanted. Huh. I could have sworn this used to show Legacy of Morgoth. Yeah, this doesn't. Well, that sucks. Okay. I don't know what I did. I think I messed up my plug-in for that. I was hoping I'd be able to find the treasure chest while I'm out here running around, which usually is much easier when you can use more maps. In that case, I'm going to just mount up right over here to where this flag is and move on. I remember this spot. I do this for missions. I had never been here actually in person yet. Alright. Didn't exactly get an exploration, but maybe that's because I did it in the mission. Alright, we're going to head this way. And we're going to drag a bunch of jackals with us. Could do this on the war steed and we get there faster, but oh well. Discovered Sir Akil. Alright. What do we got fighting us? Oh, a jackal was chasing us. Alright, gentlemen.
After my brother and I completed our work, we returned to Minas Tirith.
Always take a drink thinking they're going to continue talking and they stop. While there, we received word from Mithrandir that he had urgent need of us to face some hidden threat. Elisar would have come himself, but Mithrandir refused him. With such as we to protect him, I know not why, but the wizard was most clear that Elisar should remain in Gondor, not come south with us.
Did you know Mithrandir has journeyed in these lands before now? He spoke of his travels to us.
As we came south through Herondor. When he walked here long ago, the people who dwelt in this land named him Inkanush. He spoke too of the Kentai, the elves of the oasis who tend to beautiful groves throughout the region. You tell Elro here that one of the Kentai has come with you to Urish Dar. I will be most pleased to speak with her, he exclaims. Okay, so we have spoke to them. We got two more to find, Legolas and why is my brain so bad today? Gimli, of course. Gimli. So they're way over here. That's a long trip. Alright, so let's start going then, because we've got a long ways to go. I tend to pick up harvestables as I go a little bit. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if I don't have to go out of my way to do it, I'll do it. And if I'm not in a hurry. So we need to get across here. I think we'll cross the river right here and run along that shore over there. When we get across the river, I'll use my war steed to go faster. Got a lot of running around I need to do today when I get off of here. Okay, so yep, we're in the right spot for this. Let's go ahead and get our war steed out. Everything under the moon wants to fight us. This will be tricky. It's not a flat area to go across. In the old days with the lagged servers, that would have been impossible. On Orsteed, we would have rubber banded like crazy and rammed into a bunch of rocks and stuff. Yes, it was shallow. Very nice. Alright, so where do we want to go up here? It's going to be tricky. Let's scan the area. Might be a spot there, but I don't think so. I think we'll follow the shoreline for a while and see if we find a way up. Move this out of the way. Yeah, down here we might find a spot. Whoa, okay, that's bad. Miracle that we didn't rubber band. We still might, because we got hung up there. There we are. Okay, we're back to good. Should have been checking for treasure chests as I was going along. Let's check up here. Gotta be a way up. Okay. Oh, you know what? They're not inside this area. They're on the outside. I went completely the wrong way. Should have gone around. That was my bad. Okay, so the canyon lizards walk upright. That's interesting looking. Don't know if there'll be area to run down here. Just barely. This looks not promising. Oh well. Come along, Gertrude. And of course, since we're in combat, we can't mount up, so we'll just run. So I don't feel like wasting time fighting them. Yeah, we got. It's like they're peppered everywhere, so we're going to have to fight. Go ahead and harvest while we're out here. Long way to go. picking up a little bit of server lag right now. It's not terrible, but there's a little bit going on. And I can see now I should have stayed over there all this time and come across that bridge. Hindsight 2020, you know? So seeing as it had that, we might have a good area to ride a mount on. Granted, the mobs are all perfectly placed like a blanket across here, so there's no way we're riding without mobs chasing us. Kind of dislike that in games when they just like blanket everything with mobs. It's like, come on, there's no way in the real world all the mobs are like, are you good over there? You're good over there? Alright, everybody's got their spot. We're all 10 feet away from her. Alright, good. Everybody stay here and wait for something to come. No. That's not reality. I dislike that when I see that in games. Alright, we're getting close to it. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of lag, seeing how he kind of just stood there for a second when he was trying to move forward. Just a teeny weeny bit. Not bad yet. Alright, let's kill this turtle. Here we are. Alright, Legolas.
When we left you in Umbar Bahar Bel, I thought it would be much longer before we saw you again.
But no sooner had we delivered Nimrodel to the shores of Gondor than Mithrandir sent urgent word that he had need of us. The journeys Gimli and I planned to take must wait. After all, it is not wise to refuse a wizard's call.
It is good to see you again.
The merchant vessel that delivered us and the Lady Nimrodel back to Gondor benefited from full sails, and the seas were calm. The voyage north was much more enjoyable than the one that bore us to Umbar by way of the Shield Isles, with not so much as a cloud in the sky. But Gandalf had need of us, and this dwarf would not refuse him, especially not once we met up with him and he said we would travel south on land through Herendor, and not by ship again so soon. Alright, so we have talked to everybody. We can now go back over here to Izig something or other it was called, and continue our story. It's, is that right? That's not the right one, is it? There it is, Ilzag. I can't say it correctly. Where's Mithrandir? There he is. Gandalf!
The companions that came with me from the north have all returned to camp? Good.
Then it is time for me to tell you what I have learned, and what must be done to face it. Mithrandir scans the distant horizon and leans upon his staff, gathering his thoughts. When he speaks again, his voice is cold. A great evil sleeps in Urishdar, undisturbed for thousands of years. It has only now begun to awaken, for the enchantment that kept it from stirring would last until all knowledge of it passed beyond living memory. The last to know of this evil used many names, Lorandin. In these lands he was called Barkush. Folk in the north knew him as Sauron. In every land he was the Dark Lord, but he served another in ages past. His master was Morgoth, the great enemy of the world. With the destruction of the One Ring and the death of Sauron, this enchantment, the Geese of Morgoth, has been lifted. Morgoth can no longer trouble the circles of the world, but this evil he set in the roots of the earth has outlived even his greatest servant.
In elder days, the world was greatly changed from its present form, and Morgoth coveted it all.
His fortress at Thangordrim served as the seat of his power, but his servants went forth and established the control of their master in lands far distant. One such dominion subjugated for centuries the territory that is today called Shagana, or Near Harad by the Gondorians. The tyrants of this dominion served Morgoth in all things. The empire was called Zikor. and trustworthy accounts of it have disappeared. What remains of its history is hard to decipher by any but the most learned among the wise. But to understand the rise of Zakar, we must learn first of the Kintai, the elves who did not join the Valor in the west. They once knew a great deal about Zakar, but in the centuries since that empire disappeared, they have tried to forget. So when we finish this one, we're going to get a new helm. Let's see what these look like. It's not bad. And the medium. And the cloth. Very, very, very nice. I do like that one. Let's see how we can... How does the dye work on it? Extremely well. They did the dye perfectly. Perfectly. Let's put the other one back on. Yeah. Oh man, the dye works great. That'll look awesome on a brawler. Whoops. There we are. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like this. Alright, so we need to hear what Mithrandir has to say about the Kintai. During the early years of the First Age, various kingdoms of men began to arise throughout Shagana. The Kintai elves gave them a wide berth, withdrawing into the emerald wood that once covered vast portions of the region. The young kingdoms of men did not miss the Kintai, but focused instead upon commerce with the Timamir. All gassed up all of a sudden. With the Timamir dwarves they encountered. But the Kinta clans and the tribes of men shared more in common than they believed, for they were each the hated foes of Morgoth, and he wanted them destroyed. His servants reserved particular torments for the Kintai, luring them through guile and deceit into hidden caverns beneath the eastern hills, where they were subjugated to terrible desecrations. These imprisoned Kintai were twisted into the progenitors, I can't say it right, of a terrible breed of orc, the like of which has not been seen since the dominion of Zikr ended. These were the elder orcs, fashioned in the pits beneath Zakar by foul craft of Morgoth. Memory of them faded over the passage of centuries. Even the name that was given to them, Utugai, brought to mind only dimly remembered images, unfamiliar and distant demons of the ancient world. The Utugai possessed a size, strength, and cunning that Sauron coveted but could not replicate. The orcs he bred in later years could not match those that belonged to his master, and that deficiency rankled. But the Utugai were not the worst of the evils loosed upon the world by the dominion of Zakar, though they passed beyond all living memory in the years since. These were the Thurduth, the seer ones, and they served Morgoth in all things. The eldest of the Kintai were twisted and corrupted into these seer ones by rites too vile to contemplate. The Thurduth rose in importance and power until they had become the deadliest rulers of Zakar. Morgoth charged them with maintaining a tyrannical hold over the lands of the east and south, breeding as many elder orcs as they could for his war. When the call came at last, orcs and wicked men departed for the north in vast numbers, swelling Morgoth's hordes in distant Beleriand. But Morgoth's might did not prevail against the combined forces of the elves and the Vel, and when Beleriand sank beneath the sea, the Utugai sent by the Thurduth were drowned and forgotten. Following the defeat of their dark master, the Thurduth that remained in Zakar feared uprisings by the emboldened men of Shagana, but so too they feared the reprisal of Sauron, who they blamed in part for Morgoth's defeat. Using all of their sorcerous powers, they set a guise upon their vaults, sealing them shut, and deeming that their location should never be found so long as any lived in the Middle Earth who remembered them. They took what remained of their Utugai deep into their sealed vaults, and with witchcraft caused them to sleep, never again to wake while their halls remained shut. Last they did the same to themselves, lying down in the dark depths to await the hoped-for day when they could return to the living world above. Memory of the Urtagai and the Tharduth dimmed. In time, only the very eldest of the Kintai surviving in Shigana remembered these servants of Morgoth. As they began to fade in the manner of their people, those memories vanished with them. But Sauron remembered. In the ages that followed, he sent his servants to seek the hidden vaults of the Tharduth, hungering for their power and the secret of breeding anew the mighty Urtagai. The Nazgûl searched for the Seer Ones, but they searched in vain. The guise of Morgoth remained effective. Sauron despaired of ever locating the lost vaults, and turned his attention and cunning to other matters. I believe now that Sauron could never break the guise of Morgoth, for so long as he remembered that the Tharduth, the enchantment of the Seer Ones, could not be undone. But then the most unlikely of events transpired. Frodo Baggins accepted the quest of the ring. Sauron's ring was destroyed. Morgoth's greatest servant perished. The Tharduth passed beyond the memory of any who lived in the world, and the seal upon their hidden vaults was broken. Sauron was gone, but the Seer Ones, servants of Morgoth, his dark master, were loosed once again upon the world. Wow.
If only I had learned this before now.
The deathly spirits of Thurinswath knew of Sauron's rivalry with his banished master and of his search for the unknown powers Morgoth left behind, but they were slow to reveal these things to me. From their speech and from evil runes carved into the very foundations of Mordor, I have pieced together this tale, but the learning came slowly. Too slowly, Lorandon. When I understood the magnitude of this threat, I returned to Minas Tirith with all of the haste Shadowfax had to give. I sent word to our trusted allies, and our lean band hurried south through Hurondor, with utmost speed. We must fight, Lorandon. We must fight this legacy of Morgoth, or the Seer Ones will restore the dominion of Zakar and bring about a new age of darkness in Middle-earth. Woo! Holy moly, that's amazing. It's a good story. Now here's the thing, though. I really wanted these outfits down here, but this is an upgrade for me. Let me take a good look at that. Oh, yeah. Armor, might. The vitality's way higher. Critical rating, way higher. I have to take this.
We will not cower before this threat, no matter how deadly the foes arrayed before us.
Have we not powerful allies of our own? When I walked in this land many years ago, the folk here called me Inkonush. Now I call upon my own memory of their language to name this camp Ilzagkul, the last barrier against evil. From here we will prepare our defense against the Tharduth and the Urtagai they created. It will have to be enough. Speak to our allies here at Ilzagkul and devise a plan, Lorandon. Okay. That's pretty amazing. So we've got some big stuff now taking shape here in the final area of the Legacy of Morgoth expansion. Some really big stuff.
The old man that came from the north speaks strangely.
And uses words unfamiliar to me, but one thing was clear. Arthog bares his fangs in a brilliant and blinding smile. The orcs we have seen before now are the merest imitations of a stronger and larger breed, the Urtagai. I am eager to test my combat prowess against these foes. If they are similar to the warriors who fight in Dahal Hulniz, they will attract smaller and weaker orcs to them as servants and thralls. The sheer force of their presence will draw other orcs to them. Bring the battle to these weaker orcs, and we may catch the attention of these Urtagai. I hope it will be so.
The Wizard of the North weaves a curious tale, but I have seen little evidence of these creatures.
That have so frightened him. We should keep our attention upon the purpose that brought us here, the pursuit of Asgath and Nakasi. The map they stole may have directed them to some location within these canyons. This was once part of the kingdom of Hamat, before it was conquered by Orc. And they may have searched for the once mighty fortress of Ashigar, said to remain here. While you were visiting the elves, we spoke with a scout who claimed Azagath alone crossed into Oroshdar. That may be true, but I caution you to not lower your guard overmuch. We must search the canyons carefully, for Nakasi may remain hidden from our sight, waiting for her moment to strike. I do not wish to leave this camp without reason, for she may think to attack her former allies who remain with the kindred of the coins. Still, we must search these canyons. Kotek raises his hand in a gesture of sudden realization that feels quite artificial to you. I have it! I will give you a parchment, and when you find the entrance to Ashigar, you can draw me a map of the location. Then I will be able to go straight there, minimizing the risk of ambush by Nakasi. It's a good idea, Lorandon. Ashigar is said to be somewhere to the northwest. I still don't trust him.
On the ride south from Gondor, Mithrandir spoke to me of the Tharduth and the Utugi.
I knew them not, Lorandon, for when the dominion of Zakar was at its height, I was far away, and otherwise engaged. The size and scope of the danger posed by Morgoth to the worlds is difficult to convey. When later I learned of the breaking of Thangorodrim and of his defeat in the great battle by the host of Valinor, Glorfindel falls silent, lost in distant memory. I knew it to be true, and still I could not believe it, Lorandon. He is gone and can never return, but the seed he planted in this land seeks to burst through the crust after years of lying dormant. That cannot but affect the creatures here, and perhaps they will tell us something of how to combat this waking evil. Will you gather the teeth and claws of jackals and Creban within Oroshdar? By studying them, I hope to learn something of use. Anybody else? Is that all? Don't think I'm missing anybody here for quest. Doesn't look that way. Let's take a look at our map. We got stuff all over the place now. Right. Okay. And we'll take a look at our inventory. We've been going here for quite a while. It's a good place to stop for right now. Let me check something on this. Nope, can't break that down. Let's check our reward track. We got 3 of these we can claim. We'll do that real quick. Let's see what we got. Level 141 tracery. Ancient script. I can always use more ancient script. Ancient script. And what's this one? Ancient script. Perfect. Where are we at on ancient script? 4930. Very good. I can go get me a legendary one. Let's see what we got here. Perfect recovery. Incoming healing rating. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. We'll hold on to that. We'll put that in our traceries bag. And what do we get here? We got some seeds. You're at maximum reputation. Oh, you are at, so I can't use those anymore. Can I? Nope, they're bound to account. That sucks. I would have given them to somebody. It's a complete charcoal rubbing and relic Icarban. Oh, it's the Icarban. We'll go ahead and use those. And that's going to be for the reputation we already got. What's this one? That's another reputation. We'll use that one. Alright, let's go ahead and use this rune. And we'll put this essence away. There we are. I think we are good. That's going to do it for this particular stream. Hope y'all enjoyed. Everybody, if you're watching on Twitch, hit the follow if you would. And if you're watching a rebroadcast on youtube.com/Ferone1, if you would hit the subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Still been trying to hit 1,000 forever. Head over to Ferone.com. You can find links to all of my channels. My Ferone Plays Slots, a slot machine channel, is starting to really take off. So I'd appreciate if y'all go over there and leave me a subscribe and a like. That would be fantastic. And if you're looking for a kinship that is a guild in Lord of the Rings Online, head over to Ferone.com. You'll find our Discord, Link there, get on our Discord, go to our introductions channel, introduce yourself, chat with everybody. We'll get you into the kinship and you can start having some fun with us. We're on the Peregrine server. And also, one last thing, of course, just reminding you, this is lotro.com. Head over to lotro.com, create an account, download the game, play for free up to level 95. It is the best MMORPG on the market right now. Been out for 18 years, and it's currently in development by Standing Stone Games. That's going to do it for this particular stream. I hope y'all had a fantastic time. I had a great time. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye!